welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. I'm here with Stanislaw Remiszewski, and we are standing in a very interesting room with these pictures behind us. What's this all about?
So we can see the history in photographs pertaining to this family. First of all, here in this corner, let's pay attention to this just destroyed palace. This palace in the 50s. The photograph,
the 1950s?
Yeah, the photograph was taken
after
in the 50s.
War,
yeah, after the war.
But because it was destroyed in the Second World War? Or...
Yeah, completely burned down to the bone, you can see. And,
so this is all a reconstruction after that time.
After that time. But see also in this, from this side, interwar period, you can imagine how the life really looked like. You know, the first collection of cars, you know, they are resting here next to the pond. So behind
the cars
palace,
are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's beautiful. 1920s.
1920s, 30s, we can say.
Early 30s, yeah.
And
this looks like a hunting party.
Hunting party, we can say it. And fireplace, the fireplace, the same fireplace, so was installed here, so we can imagine how they.
And this is the Starzyński family.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we have the latest Starzyński, right? Who died in 2010, and here he is on the knee of his father.
Yeah, here.
And then they had to leave because the Russians came during the Second World War, 1943, right? Okay. Exciting. Yeah. They look very elegant and well-to-do, don't they? Yeah. They knew who they were. Yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah. And who is this fellow here? Because this is a fellow who looks important.
Yes, he was the first owner of this town.
What was his name?
Kiszka.
Oh, they were very important in this whole area.
Yeah. Afterwards, the Ciechanowiecki family ruled, and this town just...
Ciechanowiec family.
Yeah, and they just owned this town for a couple of years. So they played a great role in terms of development of this place, you know, trade and the culture and everything. And they were the first owners of this town, and the last owners
took the town. They took their name from the town.
Yeah, we can say.
Or the town took its name from them.
Yeah, the family. They took the name from the town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which came first? That's the important thing. You know, Stan, I was just thinking as we were walking around, we should be dressed in very elegant clothes. We would almost need a costume to walk around. This is a very important house in a very important small town in Poland. It's a long tradition from medieval times through the Polish-Lithuanian kingdom up to partition and through partition. You could really do a history of Poland in some ways just by looking at the history of this particular area and this particular house. And these grounds, I think, right? And you have the brilliant Jan Kluk, who's one of the great scientists, the naturalist, the biologist of the 18th century. So it's a very interesting place. You're a lucky man, I'll say it again, to be around such great things. This is the people we were talking about before. Their name is...
Ciechanowiecki. Last name Ciechanowiecki, Andrzej Ciechanowiecki.
Yeah, who took their name from this area.
Exactly, and together with the crest.
This is Andrzej. Is this the fellow that we also see over here?
Yeah.
That's him as a young man.
The same.
And this is him later with the Queen Mother, later with the Pope, and he's wearing his special costume in this picture with the Pope here, which we'll get a close-up of. What's that costume?
So, if we say about the costume, he was the leader of the
Knights?
Knights of the
Maltese
Knights.
Which goes way back to crusading times.
Exactly.
So that's why he's such good friends with the Queen, the royal family, and other royal families, no doubt.
We can imagine.
Almost a prince himself, you would say, right? Yeah.
And he was rewarded with just numerous, titles in England also.
Yeah, I bet they loved him in England, of course. Yeah. And with those old ties, especially the Knights of Malta, this is one of it's like the Teutonic Knights, it comes from the same time, doesn't it? Sure. But it still exists today. I think there are also organizations of the Teutonic Knights too, but it's not the same as the Knights of Malta. It's the sort of leading one, isn't it? Yeah, very interesting.
Exactly.
So we see these. What about this picture? What is this here? This special costume
Special costume.
that he's wearing.
It's a father of the last, Czechanowiecki.
This fella,
This
who's
man.
also over there with the Queen Mother and the Pope.
Yeah.
What's he wearing?
So I think it's a traditional military costume. We can just say about the Ukrainian, today's aristocracy, once Polish aristocracy, which once used to live in the south part of Ukraine, and they wore such costumes.
Almost like a Cossack costume.
Yeah, maybe you can imagine.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. This family, where is is there still is his son around or a grandson?
No, they do not exist anymore.
The family died out.
Died out, exactly.
We call it dying out in English. It's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's brutal. They didn't have any kids, so they died out, right?
Died out, yeah.
Oh man.
And
after all this rich history,
and even also we can
all things end, right?
Yeah, we can see the family tree also from the right
family
side.
Family tree is here, but we'll just we'll get a picture of this because it's pretty complicated to take. But the thing to remember is this family tree goes back to 1436, right?
15th century.
15th century. It's a long family tree, and especially to be able to trace it this well. That's amazing. And we see the pictures at the end of these people. She is very interesting. This is a portrait, I'm going to say from the 1930s mostly.
Yeah,
right?
It's the mother.
Yeah, and this is the 1930s, right?
Yeah.
By her costume, it looks very much like
Exactly.
Yeah, a little more, less flamboyant than the 1920s, But this is the interwar period, isn't it? Which we were talking about that because as we were traveling through here, we were doing a few episodes, and we went to Vangrove, and we went to the Radziwiłł Palace is amazing, and we went to Dohichne, which is one of the oldest places where people have lived. I mean, continuously. It's that great commanding position over the river.
Sure.
And it was a great seat of learning in the old days, wasn't it? Even Kluk was studying there, right?
Yeah, exactly. In Richardsson,
Yeah, it's fascinating area. The rivers, you see the Bug, the Nerev.
And it's also important. The nature. Also
because it feeds the countryside, these rivers. They make the area rich for agriculture. So you could come here, folks, if you come to this particular place. We're only about 100 kilometers from Warsaw, maybe. It's not very far. You're right out in the middle of the country, and you really get a good idea of the history of Poland, because remember, Poland was much more to the east, and it came back to the west after the Second World War. So Poland naturally was much further to the east. So this is really the heart of Poland over the centuries, and combined with particularly with the Lithuanian Union and things like that.
Yeah.
So you can come here, get a real sense of Poland over the last 500 years, or 600, 700 years even, right?
Even.
Yeah, you're living right in the middle of it here. And you have this wonderful representation of the last 200 years, say, in this house. And but of course the family, the Czechanowiecki family, going back in this particular place. When did they leave here?
So in the 16th century.
16th century.
Yeah. Exactly.
But to them, that's just yesterday. Okay. All right. Stretch your mind. This is an amazing place. Okay. It's all good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all good, man. Okay.
Awesome.
See you. See you tomorrow night with more from the. Where are we?
Czechanowiec.
In the Museum
of Agriculture.
Yeah, and how do you say agriculture in Polish?
Rolnictwa.
Rolnictwa. Rolnictwa. Very good. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
That's really good. Yeah. Okay. See you tomorrow night.